How weather doing its thing. It was almost 80 yesterday, and today it's like 15 raining. All right, in the midst of our testing, I figured I'd go ahead and do an install video of a cold air intake. It's been brought up here recently a couple times, so why not go for it? So here's what your intake is gonna look like. Obviously in more pieces. Throttle body here. You'll have your provisions for your IAT and your breather tube. You'll reuse your MAF. It'll go between here. You'll reuse your IAT. Like a 90 down and a 45 kind of angled toward the front a little bit. And of course your filter. These aren't the greatest filters. It's cheap metal, so it will tarnish pretty quickly, but it'll still do the job. We'll just go through an install and have a little surprise at the end. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove our intake here, take the bottom of the box out. We're gonna have to also get our wheel off and get into the fender well. That's gonna help with installation of the lower portion of this. Go ahead and dive into this. So this will really just take some basic tools. So let's start off with unplugging everything. Basically, that's just your MAP sensor, and then behind here is your little intake sensor. I'll go ahead and take off the box lid here. And I'm just using a flathead pretty much everything right now. So now that I have that loose, take these out of this little bracket here. I'm gonna loosen it at the throttle body. We're gonna take our breather tube out. Might have to help it with the flathead here. And there you go. So that gets that whole part out of the way. We'll set that aside for now. Take your air filter out. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove our front cover here. For this, I like to use side cutters. You can just grab and pull. And if you have an SE, you'll end up skipping this step. There's 3 more. So put this on the shelf. For your air box is going to be 2 10mm. Suggest hitting it with some kind of PB blaster, whatever you choose. A very known area for rust. But this one should come out okay. That one, probably not. And it might break off like that. This will just pop right out. Let's take a gander real quick. This is what we're talking about. Oh, yep. If you really wanted to, if you go down in the fender well, take this grommet off. There is a head on there. You might be able to get that bolt the rest of the way out, and then just go get a new one from the junkyard. That happens. Don't really worry about it if you're going to be putting it back together, because it really just sits on these anyway. I mean, that one's going to hold it. Up here, that's pretty much all there is. So I'm gonna get the wheel off. All right, so the not so fun part. So chalk your back wheels, jack the car up on one side, put a jack stand, 19mm to get your wheels off if you have stock ones. So you're gonna need a 10mm. One. Second one's right here above it. There's one up here. So this one probably won't come out, so that one usually rusts to itself. So we'll come back to that. These push pins, which I absolutely hate, take a pair of side cutters and go up under the plastic and go like around each side of it and then just pry. So in doing so, it should save them. That way you can pop them right back in when you're done. There's also one directly above that holds the front piece and the rear piece. You should be able to just pull it right down. It kind of like interlocks, so you just have to fight a little bit, you see. So here's our problem with this guy. So the plastic up here is chewed up. So even if you did replace this, it's not going to do anything. But obviously it wasn't doing anything in the first place because it's broke. Now you could continue taking it out or fold it down out of your way. That way you're not risking any more shenanigans. That bolt I was talking about that broke, So here's the bottom half of it. We're actually gonna be taking off the this section of the intake right here. So another 10 millimeter, and there's like a weird push pin right here. So what I do is get behind it, right up. Mind you, it's gonna be crusty, so it's not gonna be very easy. I'll take this, hold the rest of the way out, and it should come right out there. There you go. So let's pry down a little bit, get that rubber bushing off there. Come back around here and take our headlight out. Remember, pull your inside one out, pull the other one just up, pull your headlight out. So you're gonna look right behind here. See a little 10 millimeter right there? You're gonna remove that guy. Remove that guy, that whole little snake thing will fall right out of there. It should. There you go. Fall right there. There you go. There's the rest of your intake piping. Alright, so now that we got it all cleared out, we'll start assembling the new stuff. Alright, so we'll start with getting the mass airflow sensor off. Okay. Now would be a good time to spray this down with some mass airflow cleaner if you have it. Always note your arrow. So the arrow is going to go towards the engine. The noticeably bigger guys here, you'll see one side's bigger than the other. That's the ones that are going to go for your mass air. Now, the one closest to the engine was the one that got this little bracket. And take our IAT sensor. For this guy, you're going to want one up and one pointing towards the back. So one towards the back is going to be for your IAT sensor. And we'll slide this in. This will be for your breather tube. And we'll add our other piece on. And we'll take another clamp and just kind of have it sit there. So let's go install this part now. Okay, so we take our pre-assembled part, and you'll have to kind of work it on there because it's oval versus round. So I'll go ahead and tighten him down now. All right, so make sure that's nice and tight. Now this you'll have to pull a little bit. And then all the ones that are actually holding something, go ahead and tighten them down now. You can also put this back in. So that'll kind of help hold it up too. And so you don't forget, you can also pull everything back in. For your mass air, you're gonna have to pop out this guy and give yourself some slack. For this guy, we'll put our clamp on first. So put your thing on and put this guy on, right? A 45-degree angle. So you can use an 8 or 5/16. At this point, you would take a 13 and undo your battery hold down. On this car, it rusted off and broke. So just kind of have to yank on the battery. I like to try to pry open the back here. Okay. And then it'll come out. There we go. Alright. There we go. So get him in there as far as you can. Go ahead and tighten it down. Now it'll be a tight fit, so don't worry too much. So now we're done up here. Let's go ahead and go back down, finish that. Now, time for the final touch. The actual filter. You want it more pointing towards the front as much as you can because you're gonna run into your washer bottle. Now the filter is small enough, it's gonna fit. Tighten it down. But that's what you get for a $50 intake. With a little bit of finesse and modification, you can make it fit nice. And so in my experience and finding these on other cars, metal on metal is never good. Eventually that's gonna wear a hole. Now they give you brackets and the brackets have never made sense. So get the fender well put back in, put my headlight back in, and hook up our battery and fire it up. Don't forget to put your wheel on and torque the lug nuts. Everything back together, got our cover back on. Real quick for this install, here's what I used. So your side covers, remove your clips and whatnot. All the bolts and nuts you're working with are 10 millimeter. Obviously a flathead, and then various extensions, and then your 5/16/ 8 millimeter for your battery, and then 19 millimeter for your wheel. Along with jack stands, jack, and whatever you need to chock your wheel with. Noises. Ooh. Alright, so now it's time for the road test. Alright, so now that we're done with all that, do the testing, put the car back to stock, And once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and give this away. I have no use for it. Came off one of the cars, and yeah, we're not gonna use it. So I figure someone else can make use of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to get some decals printed up and set some kind of pricing on them, something cheap. You know, enough to cover costs for me to do it. And we'll put your guys' name in and we'll give it away. I will also throw out, if you are local and do win the giveaway, I will throw it out there that if you want, bring your car out and I'll help you install it. Otherwise, the winner will work out. We'll work out shipping. Having said that, keep an eye on that. I will put all the info in a post on YouTube. I will mention it on Instagram and the Facebook pages. So I figured that'd be a little fun. And that'll kind of kick off a few other things I have sitting around that we will do the same thing with. But as always, any questions, let me know. This is just your standard cold air intake off eBay. I think it was about 50 bucks. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description of at least an eBay one. Hopefully it lasts a while. But really, I mean, Amazon probably carries it and whatnot. And when you're looking, you're gonna find, I mean, just basically search for cold air intake, but don't buy the one where you see the filler still. You're gonna wanna buy it where the picture shows that piping literally going down and being hard all the way. And I believe it actually has a picture where it shows all the pieces laid out. You're also gonna find it's gonna come with like 2 brackets, I think, and some nuts. No idea. Nothing makes sense. They don't send instructions on things, so those go right in the garbage. Worst case, if the filter don't work out, if it seems like it's getting rough really quick, just throw a K&N on there. That will last a lot longer. Just measure before you do that, but you have the room for it. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.